In relationships, we make that person God, and that person is not God. Okay? You have to learn that you will be just fine without them. And when you have that confidence and that strength and that security, you bring so much more to the table, you know? And whenever a person wants you to be clingy or insecure, something ain't right. That means they want you at your lowest self. Right. They know that's a way to manipulate you. They know that's a way to, just keep you where you at.
Nigga, what?
And she's absolutely right. The message in that video is the same manipulation that men go through with women go through with men. The more someone gets hurt, the smarter they are at manipulating the next person in their next relationship. The more pain you go through in relationship, the smarter of a manipulator you becoming dating. Once you master manipulating the opposite person, you would not be the winner. You would just be a person who can outsmart a weak person. Next video is going to be Just Purely Things. And in this video, it says, this happens to 304s more often. And this is one that I want you guys to pay attention to. Let's get to it.
Married about. Okay. So you're right on some level. Hoes do a very good job of hiding it a lot of the time, and they do end up getting married a lot of the time.
They do.
But the issue, and I've asked a lot of older people this, like I've asked people like in their 40s, 50s, like what happens to the hoes? They get married eventually. They say, yeah, but they're the first divorced. So they leave.
Right. She is absolutely right. And the reason why girls who sleep around the most can always get married the fastest is because there's always a desperate man out there who's not getting any that's going to always chase the cat. He's willing to pay for it. You have to understand, most men that get established that's not used to having women are going to be their targets. Why? Because all they have to do is do one good thing in the bedroom to a man that doesn't get women. He's going to want to marry her because he's going to want to keep that around. He doesn't want to go through the dating phase anymore. He doesn't want to go through the rejection phase anymore. So when women fall back onto these guys, it's to try to cover up and create a new theme. Remember, I told you guys, women live in themes, which is why they like a man who has a lot of money that can support her themes that she's going to go through. So when women are in marriages with the wrong guy, because they got him because he was desperate and they was trying to cover up their past, at some point, she's going to be miserable being in a relationship, living a lie. And this is what a lot of women are doing in relationships that end up with the wrong type of guy. What do I mean? You start seeing mismatched couples. That means you start seeing pretty girls with ugly guys, pretty girls with guys who just have money. You start seeing the relationships getting weirder and weirder. Why? Because women are in survival mode. The woman that sleeps around the most already knows how to use her desires to get ahead. These are the ones that end up married the most, but like she says, they're also the first to get divorced. Why? Because they get tired of lying. Next video is going to be a new channel that I just came across, and this channel is going to be called Tonight's Conversations. And today's question on this is going to be, are there enough qualified black men for black women? Let's get to it.
And then black women are in a state right now where it is stuck for us. Okay, if you want a man that is maybe a high earner or a man that is, I don't know, a CEO, etc., your pickings are very slim. Okay, so a lot of black women, we don't necessarily date out because we want to like white men or anything like that. It's sort of like out of necessity. So when I'm listening to this conversation, I hear it, I understand it, I live it, of course, but I also kind of feel like we have to present black women with another option, because there's the community aspect, like living as a black person, and then it's taking care of yourself as a woman. What are you going to choose first? Are you going to sit back and let the stories of how white people do this and this and this and that keep you single? Or are you going to get out there?
All right. Realistically, if I have any black women watching or black men watching, especially black women, based off of what she said Should I wait for a black man to get his life together, or should I just move on and go date outside our race? Okay, I'm gonna give you a wake-up call because I grew up on both sides, Latino and the black side, and I'm just gonna tell you, I've been around a lot of multicultural people that didn't even look at me as being black. They always looked at me as being another race of people, so they would have been more open with me, right? And I can honestly tell you, down to the bottom of my heart, with everything that I know, they don't want you. Other race of men do not want black women. I'm sorry, you don't have no other dating options. Black women don't realize this. 90% of people that act nice to you are scared of you. They're scared of you. You are the bully to society. That's real talk. No man sits back and says, I can't wait, I just want to be with a black woman, but a black man. A black man is the only one that does that. Most white guys are not going to take you home because the white woman fears you. Those are facts. Everyone smiles because they don't want you to get mad. When other cultures look into the community, you know what they say? You guys are arguing with each other all the time. You fight, you kill each other. Listen to your music, it's self-destructive. Yes, we go along with you. The beat sounds good. But when these kids go home, their parents tell them that's entertainment. So what you have to understand is you're not wanted because your image is tainted of looking negative. You're gonna always have a man that want to sleep with you. Those are facts. Most women are gonna always have a man that wants to sleep with them. But you wanna know why you don't get credit for that? Because all you have to do is put on makeup, walk outside, and wear some tight clothes. In order for a man to be attractive to a woman, he has to be the entire package. He has to have the money. He has to have the look. He has to have the confidence. He has to have the swagger. He has to have the car. He got to have the nice clothes. A man has to work harder to be attractive, which is why it's different for us to date outside our race, because we become a full-blown man. But when it comes to a woman, you can't date outside your race because they're not going to adjust to your dominancy. And those are facts. Next video is going to be another channel that I just came across. You guys have to understand, man, there's a lot of women doing these commentary now. A lot of women. You know why? Because it's cuffing season. These women are looking for a mate. They're starting to realize it is cold outside. But now we have so many women that are doing this type of content that we do. Hey, let's start reacting and seeing what's going on. And this is going to be Mahalia Peterson. Man, she got a lot of subscribers. Let's see what's going on here.
And want in men.
Hold on.
Exactly the opposite of what they're saying.
What do you think women want in men?
Exactly the opposite of what they're saying they want right now. Honestly, there seems to be a culture of women saying, you know, I want this absolutely perfect Prince Charming who dotes on me all the time and is super emotional and is constantly updating me on his feelings. And then they show their boyfriend and it's like this masculine provider, protector who is, you know, constantly there for you but handles problems. So I think that's what women actually want and what they gravitate towards, but what comes out of the mouth can be a little different. I think men, I don't know if you've noticed, but they're a lot more feminine these days, at least here in LA where I live, a lot of very feminine men, but I think women typically look for an amount of masculinity that usurps their own. So whatever that might be for you.
What do you think?
Oh, and I agree with her. I agree with her. Regardless of what a woman says out of her mouth, you have to be tougher than her. Period. You can't cry in front of a woman. You can't express your feelings to a woman. When a woman cries, you're supposed to stand strong. You're not supposed to complain with a woman. You're not supposed to be emotional and cry next to you and your woman. You're not supposed to do that. Like she said, men are more feminine, but women are telling men, you need to connect with your emotions, try to understand me. A man has done that. It's not working. They're running all over you. A woman's gonna tell you how to be the worst version of yourself because the worst version of yourself is something that she can control for power. When she gets done living out that theme, she's gonna be looking to go to another guy because you can't satisfy her masculinity. A woman needs to always feel like when she's with a man that she's protected. But she also needs to know that you have the mindset of a provider. So your aura needs to be, I'm on my grind and I'm not with the BS. All right? That's all your aura needs to say to a woman for her to like and love you. I'm on my grind, I got a purpose, and I'm not with the BS. When you start nagging, complaining, want to debate all the time, argue with women till you blue in the face, you're going to look like a sucker. Because at first, she may start looking at you as being alpha, standing up for yourself. But if you keep arguments going too long, you just going to look like a weak, bitter man. Learn to be way more masculine, period. Next video is going to be, could you ever be a sugar baby? Let's get to it. And this is tonight's conversation. This is a channel I've never been across before.
Let's define sugar.
Hold on.
Let's define sugar baby, okay?
Yeah,
because sugar baby and sugar daddy is a mutually beneficial arrangement, okay? If you have a need, I have a need, we decide to get together and you provide that to me, and if you can say, yeah.
So you would describe that as more transactional.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like transactional relationships are okay? Would you enter in one?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, why not?
No.
You-
I think y'all kind of touched on it. I don't want to feel like a possession. I'm not a possession. I'm not a dog. I'm not a racehorse. I'm a person with feelings. Like, I don't want you to feel as though, well, I paid your rent. So,
Plot twist.
Okay, tonight's conversation, that channel is coming from them again. All right, how I feel about it, I'm okay with the sugar baby thing. I'm not gonna lie to you. If you got the money, you got the means, throwing her off a couple of the dollars ain't gonna hurt you, and both of you have an understanding that this is nothing but a sexual relationship, I say go for it. And the reason why is because the only thing that's gonna get better is the bedroom. You both have an understanding of what it is. But this is only for guys who are well established that the money is going to be throwaway money. Once you get around 40s and 50s, if you're well established, having a sugar baby is not going to be a problem to you, and it's not tricking, because married men are tricking all day long. Married men are spending a lot of money and ain't getting no type of treatment. At least with the sugar baby, you and her got to understand it. You're an older man, she's a younger woman. It both works. She needs money, you need entertainment. It works. I agree with it. That's only if you have the means. It ain't tricking if you got it once you get to a certain level. That's just how the game goes. You're gonna end up paying for it one way or another. All right, hopefully you guys are able to get the message behind the video, but what you guys are noticing is there's a lot of women doing debates right now about relationships, and there's a lot of women that are going against other women. The tides are changing, right? All the guys that spent the past couple of years bettering themselves from being hurt from a woman and not being so bitter, these are the guys that are about to get a lot of women here. A lot of women. Remember in your Bible, it said in the last days, all the women are going to start asking men for their marriage. But they ain't going to be going for you weak men. They're going to be going for the guys that's bettering themselves. So everybody that's been out here getting in the gym and you've been grinding, you getting your money, guess what? They finna start coming after you. Just take your pick of the litter. All the guys who wasted your time being bitter, you're a cornball. The world's gonna continue to run all over you. This is Anthony Spade. Hopefully you guys got the message behind the video. Comment, like, subscribe to both of my channels. Hasta la vista.